Hi, this is Steve Lentini, and I'm your host for the podcast Different Thinking for Different Times. This is Season 3, Episode 18. Ernest Holmes once said, "The Creator is greater than its creation." So think about that a minute. We're living in a miracle, in something we truly don't understand. It's infinite, it goes on forever, and there's an infinite amount of stars and planets, and space itself just goes on and on and on. The void or the vacuum goes on and on forever. The creator is greater than its creation. And certainly when we come down to the micro level here on earth, we can see all the examples of small-minded thinking and all the frailty of humans and the mistakes of humans. And certainly the creator is greater than its creation here on earth. And if you think of that in terms of your own life, you are always greater than anything you're currently creating. Especially if you're in traffic and you're angry at somebody who's trying to cut in instead of relaxing and allowing the moment and letting the person in. We see all kinds of people do silly things on the roads, blowing horns, waving their hand, and all it did was get the person that's doing the waving and the yelling and the blowing of the horn. They're the ones that got upset. We can look at examples of small-minded thinking everywhere. In the supermarket while we're waiting in line, or someone is going the wrong way down an aisle because we think that they should be following all the instructions. Or we're waiting in line anywhere and we're frustrated that someone in front of us, in our opinion, is going too slow instead of, again, just being in the moment and allowing. Or we think that one group of people who think differently are all wrong. We're angry about it. And it doesn't matter what group of people, because again, it's not allowing, it's not accepting, it's fighting the moment. Like Eckhart Tolle says, when you fight life, life fights you. And he also says that some people think reality is nuts. It's here. It's here for you to learn and grow. It's not happening to you. Everything is happening for you. It's been said in many of the holy books that everything works together for good. Muhammad said that what's meant for you, what reaches you is meant for you, what misses wasn't. That's fascinating. So think about how small-minded some of that thinking is, and that it resides in our own brains. At least it does reside in mine. I notice it all the time. I've made it my work to notice it and to develop a level of thinking above my thinking. I know I'm creating my experience and that I'm greater than the creation itself. But I know too that I am the creator of my experience. I've taken responsibility for it, and I didn't always do that. But as I began to take responsibility for being greater than my creation, I realized just how silly some of my reactions are in my mind. They're not as outward. They don't turn into, the automatic thought doesn't turn into an automatic reaction as much anymore. It's still there because, as I said, it's a journey. It's not a destination. And if anyone ever tells you they found the way, run away. Each and every journey is the individual's journey. It's your journey. Many smart people have said, Martin Buber and Emmett Fox all said that if you find yourself in a group of people that say they found the way, run away. I say that, in fact. If I ever say I found the way, run away. Check with me in 6 months. See if I've regained my sanity or pulled my head out of a very dark spot. You know, the thing is, we don't know when we're full of shit. I'm writing the book, You Might Be Full of Shit. I haven't figured out the subtitle yet, but if you have any ideas, you can email me. The thing is, we need people around us who are willing to risk our wrath, but to do it in a way that gets us thinking by asking, well, what's another way to look at that, Steve? Or what might be another way to think about that? Or does that sound small-minded? When we live in something limitless, and you know what I'm talking about, or you wouldn't be listening to these podcasts. And now I have people from all over the world listening, because the idea is for us to overcome all these examples of small-minded thinking. The fact that we define any race in this day and age is crazy. We're all human beings. The fact that we worry about who marries who in today's world, or what sexual preference one has, or what identity that one has. Who cares? Their journey is none of your business. Only your journey is your business. And of course, small-minded thinkers want to enroll a whole bunch of people, have a big discussion about how all those people who are different are wrong. That's where you would be full of shit. Same for me. I tell leaders, who's going to tell you you're full of shit? I ask them who they have around them that will tell them they're full of shit. There's another way, though, to know you're full of shit, is to look at all the people or events that you rail against and get angry about, because they are mirroring something about you that you don't realize you have, that you have those same things in you, in your personality, in your character. The gift in situations and people that bug us is that they are the mirror to show us we're full of shit. When I look at all the people that rail against one side or the other today in today's society, both sides are wrong because they're intolerant. They're not accepting. They're not willing to negotiate or understand what the other side's position is. And it isn't just in politics. The symptoms that we see in the world, the pointing fingers, the making each other wrong, are taken everywhere. It's probably happening at home. It's happening at work for sure. And it's certainly happening out in society. Even leaders do not model the behavior of, well, let's try to understand another way to look at people who think differently from us. Can we compromise? Can we negotiate? The small-minded thinking brain that exists in all of us, it resides in all of us, including me, is what we're here to overcome. And that place where we think one group is wrong, but we're not, one race is wrong, but we're not, one nationality is wrong, but we're not, one political party is wrong, but we're not, that's the place where you could grow. And the thing is, when you get so angry about the way one side is versus the other, that intolerance is being mirrored back to you. The intolerance you would accuse someone of is the intolerance you have. And it's the same for anger or reactions to people in the store or waiting in line. It's just that we think we know a better way. But if you were the one at the head of the line and you needed to take a certain amount of time to get your questions answered, would you think about all those people behind you? No. You want your problem handled. So when you're in line, be patient, be accepting, be in the moment. The divine is in the moment. You've heard me say that on November 18th, 2002, 1 second I was in intensive care, and the next second, one with everything and nothing, one with the infinite, one with the creator. the life force, the God, the goddess, the infinite, the Brahma, the Buddha, the Abraham, the Muhammad. There were no religions. Just think about how small-minded that is as a topic. How religions, some from the same basis of faith, fight against each other over the eons and over history. Catholics fighting Protestants, different sects of the Muslim faith fighting each other. And there's even arguments among the different Jewish faiths between Orthodox and relaxed and Hasidic. Again, it's all small-minded thinking. That do you think the creator that created this amazing life force that exists in so many different creatures, even down to single-cell creatures, do you think that we happen to think the way that creator thinks? Do you think that it's not greater than we are? Do you think it has one faith? No. One race? No. One bug? One fish? One animal? One mammal? If you think about all the different types of life forms, even one single cell, even single cells, uh, whatever you would call them, amoebas but single cell creatures that figure out over time, scientists have proven through research that they exist, their existence is better in a community, not individually. That's the same for all of us. And recently, British scientists did some experiments in Chicago on a super collider, and you can Google it, but they were journaling in the experiment that muons, atomic particles that are one particle that are parts of all the particles, quarks and the Higgs boson and many other, the atomic particles that we're all made of, that everything here is made of, but muons were acting in unexpected ways. That's human existence itself. And we're here to figure out that we're better off in a community. And I suggest it's a community of human beings. And to begin to the journey, the work of overcoming small-minded thinking in all the places that you want to react, and against all the people you want to react, or all the situations that you would just like to have it your way. And remember, think about it a minute. Are they mirroring back something about you? Is that why it bothers you so much? Is your accusation of intolerance in others your own intolerance? It's for you to answer for yourself. Is it small-minded? And what is the work? What would be the work, the journey of mirroring the creator that's greater than this creation? And two, look at your own life and know that you're greater than your own creation. It's a matter of choosing. Limits are small-minded. Limits in your mind, limits the way you see the world is small-minded. It's limitless, infinite thinking that'll change the world. And that's our job, one at a time. Your job is not anybody else. Your job is you. Thank you. Any questions? You can email me, steve@stevelentini.com. That's steve@steve, L as in Linda, E-N as in Nancy, T as in Tom, I-N-I.com. If you'd like to have me interview you, I'm glad to have you come on the show. I'll arrange a recording and I'll post it at a later date. And if you want to challenge some of my thinking, I welcome it. I welcome a consideration of another point of view. Remember, I might ask you, does that sound like small-minded thinking? Embrace the moment, tolerate and love and accept all those around you that show up in your radar, and look at who might be the mirror for your own intolerance or small-minded thinking. Thanks.